What is the biggest asset of a pharmaceutical company? Many will say it's the new molecule, the blockbuster drug, the patent. They think the product is everything. But I want you to stop and think about this. Is that the whole truth? Imagine you have the best medicine in the world, a medicine that can save thousands of lives. Who will take this medicine to the doctors? Who will explain its benefits? Who will build trust with the chemists and hospitals? Without a strong team, the best product in your warehouse is just a box. It has no value until it reaches the person who needs it. The real secret to success is not just in the formula of the pill, but in the people who carry its message. Building an elite sales team is not an accident. It doesn't happen by chance. It happens by design. There is a clear step-by-step process. It's like building a strong house. You need a solid blueprint, the right materials, and a skilled builder. In pharma sales, this blueprint has 3 core pillars: recruitment, training, development. These are interconnected parts of a single, continuous cycle. Getting anyone wrong will weaken the entire structure. Master all 3 to build a team that thrives. The first pillar is recruitment. Find and bring the right people onto your team, not filling a vacancy, finding a future star. The journey to building an elite team begins with finding the right raw material. This is the sourcing stage. Where do you find these future champions? You can't just post an ad and hope for the best. You need a proactive strategy with multiple channels. In the Indian context, a multi-pronged approach works best. Let's explore the 4 most effective methods: visual employee referrals, professional headhunters, campus hiring, and poaching from competitors. First, and perhaps most powerful, are employee referrals. Your existing team members are your best recruiters. They know the company culture, the job demands, and what it takes to succeed. When a good employee refers a friend or an acquaintance, it's a strong signal. For example, you can run a simple referral program. Know a star? Bring them to us. Offer a significant bonus to any employee whose referral gets hired and completes their probation. This not only brings in high-quality candidates who are often a good cultural fit, but it also boosts the morale of your current team, making them feel like valued partners in building the company. Second, for senior or specialized roles, engaging with professional recruiters or headhunters is a smart move. They can reach passive candidates. Third is campus hiring from top pharmacy and management colleges. This is your pipeline for future leaders. They go to these campuses, conduct presentations, and run rigorous selection processes to hire management trainees. These fresh minds bring new ideas and a strong desire to learn. They may lack experience, but they make up for it with enthusiasm and a clean slate, free from the bad habits they might have picked up elsewhere. Finally, there's the direct but delicate art of hiring from competitors, often called poaching. This gives you someone who knows the market, the customers, and the products already. They can hit the ground running from day one. However, this must be done ethically and strategically. Are they looking for growth, or are they just chasing money? A person who leaves a company for a small salary hike might do the same to you tomorrow. Once your sourcing strategy starts bringing in applications, the next step is to separate the wheat from the chaff. This is the screening process. Your goal here is not to find the perfect candidate yet, but to create a strong shortlist of people who have the potential to be great. It's a filtering process designed to save you time and focus your energy on the most promising applicants. This stage involves a careful review of resumes, a quick check for key achievements, a preliminary phone call to assess basics like communication, and ensuring a fundamental fit with the role's requirements. The first step is the resume review. Don't just look at qualifications and experience. Look for patterns. Has the candidate changed jobs too frequently, say every 8 to 10 months? This could be a red flag in the Indian context, suggesting instability or performance issues. Look for evidence of achievement, not just a list of responsibilities. You are looking for people who make things happen, not people who just let things happen. Focus on impact and results. Next comes a quick preliminary phone interview. This is a 15-minute call that can save you hours of interview time later. The purpose is simple: to check for basic hygiene factors. Can they communicate clearly and confidently? Do they sound enthusiastic and professional? In India, where communication styles can vary greatly. This call helps you gauge language proficiency and their overall professional demeanor. It's a simple test of their presence and clarity of thought. The final part of screening is checking for a basic fit. Does the candidate meet the non-negotiable requirements of the job? For example, if the job is for a territory in rural Bihar, is the candidate willing to relocate and travel extensively in that region? Do they have the required academic background, like a Bachelor of Pharmacy or a Bachelor of Science? If the role requires a two-wheeler for travel, do they have one and a valid license? This initial screening ensures that everyone you meet for a face-to-face interview is a genuine and viable contender. After screening, you have a shortlist of qualified candidates. Now comes the most critical stage, selection. This is where you dig deeper who has the right skills, the right mindset, the right attitude to join your elite team. It's not just about asking questions. It's about creating situations to see how they think and act. The selection process should be a mix of structured interviews, practical assessments, thorough checks. You are looking for three things: competency, coachability, character. The core is the competency-based interview. Don't ask hypotheticals like, "What would you do if?" Ask for real-life examples from their past. Use the STAR method: situation, task, action, result. Let's take an example of handling difficult customers. Instead of, "How do you handle difficult customers?" ask, "Tell me about a time you dealt with a very difficult or angry doctor. What was the situation? What was your task? What specific action did you take? What was the result?" Let's imagine a real-life scenario together. You're a medical rep for our new diabetes drug, and I'm a busy doctor. You've got just 2 minutes. How would you sell me your product? The exercise reveals a lot. How do they structure their call? Do they build rapport? Do they ask questions or just push features? How do they handle objections? Look for confidence, product detailing ability, presence of mind under pressure. Finally, assess attitude and coachability. Skills can be taught. Attitude is hard to change. Ask, "Tell me about a time you received tough feedback. How did you react?" Ask, "What is the biggest professional mistake you've made and what did you learn?" Always conduct thorough reference checks. Don't just ask if they were good. Ask, what was their biggest strength? And what area needed coaching and development? A strong interview, a solid role play, positive reference checks give you confidence you're hiring a future star. Hiring a great candidate is like finding a high-quality seed. But that seed will not grow into a strong tree on its own. It needs the right soil, water, and sunlight. This is the purpose of the initial training program, also known as induction training. This intensive period is where you transform a new hire's potential into actual performance. A well-designed training program is not a one-day formality. It's a comprehensive process that typically lasts for several weeks. Deep product and therapy knowledge, structured selling skills, firm grounding in company policies and ethical practices. The representative must know their product inside out and be able to confidently answer a doctor's technical questions. This scientific credibility is what builds trust. The training should include sessions with medical experts, reading clinical papers, and passing rigorous tests to ensure they have mastered the material. Finally, it's crucial to acknowledge the gap between classroom training and field reality. The training must prepare them for the chaos of the real world, the busy doctor, the demanding chemist, and the tough competitor. So, initial training is just the beginning of the journey. A one-time training program, no matter how good, is never enough. The market is always changing. New competitors emerge. New clinical data is published. Customer needs evolve. An elite sales team is one that is always learning, always adapting, always improving. It's kind of like sharpening an axe. A woodcutter who spends all his time chopping wood but never sharpens his axe will soon become inefficient. The same is true for a sales team. The most successful companies build a culture of learning through regular cycle meetings, held every quarter, every 3 months. Not just sales review meetings, powerful training events. During these meetings, the team learns about new strategies, launches new products, refreshes knowledge on existing products. It's a platform for sharing best practices. Meetings also upgrade selling skills, handle new market objections, realign on company goals. However, the most impactful learning happens in the field, not in a hotel conference room. This is where field coaching by the manager comes in. Real-time, on-the-job training. The manager travels with a team member for a day or two, observing calls with doctors and chemists. This is not about checking up on them, it's about helping them improve. For example, your opening was great, but you missed an opportunity to ask the doctor about his experience with the competitor's drug. Next time, let's try asking this question to open up the conversation. This process of joint fieldwork is where theory meets practice. It bridges the gap between the perfect scenarios of the classroom and the messy reality of the field. This continuous cycle of observation, feedback, and practice is what creates mastery. It builds the representative skills, and just as importantly, their confidence. It shows them that their manager is invested in their success, which builds loyalty and motivation. Continuous learning is not an event, it's a daily habit woven into the fabric of the team's culture. The role of a modern pharma manager has shifted dramatically. It's no longer about being a supervisor who just gives orders and checks sales reports. The most effective managers today are not bosses, they are coaches. A boss drives their team, a coach develops them. A boss relies on authority, a coach builds influence. A coaching manager's primary goal is not just to get results from their team, but to help each individual on their team reach their full potential. They believe that if they take care of their people's growth, the sales numbers will take care of themselves. One of the simplest yet most powerful coaching frameworks a manager can use is the GROW model. Show the GROW model diagram. The GROW model is a 4-step framework for structuring a coaching conversation. It stands for goal, reality, options, will, or way forward. It's a simple, elegant way to move a team member from being stuck on a problem to creating their own solution. It's about asking powerful questions instead of giving direct answers. Let's imagine a manager coaching a representative who is struggling to achieve their sales target for a key product. The manager can use the GROW model to guide the conversation. The first step is G for goal. What specific goal do you want to achieve for this product in the next month? Then R for reality. What is happening right now? Which doctors are not prescribing? What challenges are you facing? What have you tried so far? Then comes O for options. What are all the possible things you could do to change this situation? What if you had no constraints? What would you try? What has worked for others? Finally, W is for will or way forward. So out of all these options, what will you do? What is your first step and when will you take it? How can I support you? This simple model transforms a review meeting into a powerful coaching session, building a self-reliant and motivated team member. Investing time, money, and effort into recruitment, training, and coaching is essential. But how do you know if it's actually working? How do you measure the return on your investment in people? It's not enough to just feel that the team is better. You need a structured way to measure effectiveness. One of the most widely used and practical models for evaluating training effectiveness is Kirkpatrick's 4-level training evaluation model. It provides a simple, step-by-step approach to measuring impact. Level 1, reaction. This measures how the participants felt about the training. Did they like it? Did they find it engaging? Did they find it relevant? Measure with feedback forms or post-training surveys. Important. Feedback helps improve training but doesn't prove learning. A fun session isn't necessarily effective. Level 2, learning. Measures increase in knowledge or skills. Did participants learn what you intended? Measure with tests, or quizzes, or assessments. Compare pre- and post-test scores. For selling skills, assess with role plays and score specific competencies like objection handling and closing skills. Level 3, behavior. This measures whether participants apply learning on the job. It's about transfer from classroom to field. Best measured by direct observation during joint fieldwork. Use a manager checklist to spot the new selling model in action. Ask, is the new behavior visible in their sales calls? Level 4, results. The ultimate measure of success. It looks at business impact. Did training lead to tangible outcomes? Example, increase in sales for the trained product. Improvement in market share. More new doctors added. Better conversion rate of calls to prescriptions. Example, 3-month coaching program? Did coached group grow sales faster than control? This links investment in people to the bottom line. In the end, what is the single most important factor that determines the long-term success of a pharmaceutical company? Is it the portfolio of products? Is it the marketing strategy? Is it the supply chain? All these things are important, of course, but they are not the most important. The ultimate truth, your people, your success, your growth, and your legacy are built on the foundation of the team you build. A company is nothing more than a group of people working together towards a common goal. The quality of your company is therefore determined by the quality of your people. They are not just known for their products, they are known as great places to work. Culture, leadership, investment in employees. They attract the best talent because they have a reputation for developing people. They understand that products have a life cycle. A blockbuster drug today can become obsolete tomorrow due to a new discovery or patent expiry. Markets change, regulations change, strategies change. The only constant, the only true sustainable competitive advantage you can have is a team of highly skilled, motivated, and loyal people who can adapt to any change. The process we have discussed, recruiting with care, training with purpose, developing with commitment, is not just a function of the HR department. It is the primary responsibility of every single manager and leader in the organization. Your job as a manager is not to manage sales. It is to build the people who will drive the sales. Your success as a leader is not measured by the numbers you achieve, but by the number of leaders you create. Asan hai. It's easy.